science and engineering. His simply creative style and lucid experience make learning easy of comprehension and application. He is an inspirational and motivational trainer who can be broaden and deepen self-development techniques. Unlike most of us, he is never satisfied by learning master of a skill. He does not rest till he thought of others to master it too. He worked as marketing strategist for various multinational companies like Seven Sense Talent Solution and Sai Bhavani Hospitality Services. He also certified NLP practitioner. Currently, he is working with an NGO Art of Living Foundation as a facilitator. Vamshi sir inspired more than 1 lakh participants to weigh their path to success. He had more than 8 years of experience in training. He had trained 50,000 participants across Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, and Bangalore through various companies and educational institutes like Sutherland Global Services, Bharat Dynamic Limited, CMR Institute of Technology, Bangalore, Atria Institute of Technology, Bangalore, Vidyavardhaka College of Engineering, Mysore, and many more institutions. Sir, expert trainer in stress management, life skills, teamwork, conflict resolution, and many more. The list is exhaustive. Hope all the participants have a good learning. Thank you, sir. Now I hand over the session to Vamshi Krishna, sir.
Okay. Very good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Kiran Garu. Very good morning. So this is the first time I'm using Microsoft Teams because we basically do it on Zoom. So I'm little not so comfortable yet with the technology, but still we'll find a way with it. So can I all see you all? Like I see only very few people keep your videos on. Can you all switch on your videos? Is that possible? Okay. Very few people have kept the videos on. Okay. Okay, perfect. I think that's. I think something has changed. Madam, I think again I have not been on the spotlight, I guess. Camera is not in my system. Oh, okay. Great. Okay, so that should be fine. So let us start with the session. So very important things I wanted to share regarding this anxiousness. So before understanding even anxiousness, because this is a topic which everybody understands here already, because at least once in a lifetime we have been anxious. Maybe when you had your exam to give, the PhD exam, or maybe when you had your interview to give, or when you had something very important, when you got your daughter married, in that phase. So one phase or the other we have been anxious. So first let's understand what happens before we getting into any state, because the scientific understanding of a lot of concepts is missed. So that's the reason we end up getting into so much of medicine. You know, there's a beautiful saying, every ill has a pill, every pill has a ill. So every ill has a pill, every pill has a ill. So unfortunately today we have started consuming more number of pills. So we need to find the natural way of doing with things. So today this session is going to help you to understand why you have so many issues to deal with at the level of your body and mind, and how we can come out of it as well. I will give you a path which can help you. Okay. So a very small question I would like to start with. Where is our mind? Okay. So can you all type the answers, whatever you think? Where is our mind? Because everybody has an understanding of this. So where is our mind? Can I see few answers? You can message in the group. Okay, can I see little more participation? Okay, in the head. Okay, thank you. Go on. I request few people to keep within us. Okay, Dr. Sri Lakshmi Garu, very good. Yeah, S. Ilya, well, very good, sir.
It is in terms of our thoughts or attitude.
Oh, it is in terms of our thoughts or attitude. Okay, very good, amazing. Anybody else would like to speak a little bit about it? In the thinking process, okay, amazing, sir. In the head, but everywhere in the air as per our thinking, okay? Okay, mind is in our thoughts, okay. You know, the basic things at times we miss out. Okay, this is a very basic thing we missed out here actually. It is not in the head. Okay, whatever is in the head is not called the mind. Mind is an intangible, but it is a thinking power. Okay, mind is where we think about. Mind is about visual in our perception. These at a psychological level, maybe a few answers can go right, but most of us are in engineering backgrounds. Most of us are dealing with science every now and then. So to say it's just a perception, it's just a thinking would not make a lot of sense, because when we talk about science, we can't categorize mind into just a perception and thinking. So mind is not in the body. That is the most important thing which we should understand first. And the moment I say mind is not in the body, now where is it? Okay. Now you see every atom has an energy around it. In the same way, our body group of atoms, we have energy around us. And that energy around us, we call it mind. Now, okay, Vamshi Krishna, if mind is around us, I take a lot of medicine to reduce my anxiousness, but how does that work? It doesn't work. That's the simple reason. Because mind is outside body, whatever you take the body cannot influence the mind, but mind can influence the body. That is the major reason why so much of effort we put in to manage mind at a level of body, we fail. Now let's understand deeper a little bit about the role of mind. I'm sure most of us today have been hearing about these diseases, commonly few diseases that we talk about. Maybe diabetes, cancer, hypertension, so many autoimmune diseases, thyroid in commonly, little bit common with women in comparison. Now, is diabetes a disease of body or mind? A simple question. I think everybody knows the answer here. Is diabetes a disease of body or mind? Obviously, body. Perfect. How many of you? Hypertension is a disease of body or mind?
Mind. It's about mind.
Okay. Cancer, sir, disease of body or mind?
Body.
Body.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thanks, everyone. Okay. All the three answers are wrong. All the three answers, the answer is mind. None of the disease is for the body. I'll tell you why. Let's talk science. Let us not understand everything at a level of okay, okay, mind, okay. No. We will understand science a little bit here. Let's talk about diabetes. Now we all experience something called as fear. Fear is one common emotion which we go through. Now, how much fear we get, let's not get into it, but we all experience fear. Fear of loan, fear of daughter's education, fear of getting our son see through life, fear of having a great, not a bad COVID time, not getting contact with COVID. So many fears we have. The moment you experience fear, fear is experienced at a level of mind. You see something and you get scared. So who is seen through our eyes is our mind. Simple example. If your mind is thinking about something, you are watching a movie, that doesn't record because our mind is not here. That's why we keep telling, as faculty at times we keep telling body present, mind absent. So the mind, the moment it looks at, let's say, a lion or a tiger, it experiences fear. The moment mind experiences fear, what happens next? It sends a signal to the body. Okay, we are in a situation called fight or flight response. Now, what is a fear hormone which is released in the body, sir? Anybody has an idea about this fear hormone? What is fear hormone called? What is fear hormone called? Anybody? Such an easy answer.
Is it stress?
No, there is a hormone. There is a hormone which releases when you have fear in the body. The moment you experience
Adrenaline.
Beautiful, madam. Beautiful. I don't know your name, but yeah, amazing. That was a brilliant answer. Adrenaline. Wow, amazing. Yeah, adrenaline. Very good, Andy. Now, the moment adrenaline is released, since we want to fight or flight, run fastest. We need lot of energy to hit some. See, when we get fear, we need lot of energy to fight with something or to run away from that situation. For both these things, we need more energy or less energy. We need more energy. Accept everyone. Yes, we need more energy. Accept. Perfect. Now, when we need more energy, energy in terms of body is what? Glucose. Body, everything is glucose only. Glucose only we call energy. So more glucose we need. So the liver releases more glucose into the bloodstream. Now at that particular point of time, if I suck my blood and check for glucose content, obviously we will be high on glucose. And unfortunately, that is what we call diabetes. The moment somebody is high on glucose, we call him, okay, he has more glucose in the body. Okay, he is called a diabetic now. Now, if you see here, the reason of 90% of diabetes cases in the diabetic capital of the world, which is India, is not the food what we eat. It is the mind which is not tamed. When the mind is not tamed, and the fears can be very small. The fear could be losing of job, not able to pay loan. It could be very smallest of the things can cause that anxiousness in the body. Now what is happening? We are putting lot of effort at a level of food. We are being on diet. We are doing everything, but very few rare cases you will come to know where diabetes is going down with these people.
Sir, but sir, excuse me, sir, but diabetes is a heredity. See how far it is correct.
That is a myth, sir. That is how doctors live life. Genetics itself is a myth. Genes itself is a myth concept. Mutation of genes, only 5% of people get affected at a level of gene. You know, there is a science called as epigenetic. Now, if you go to every diagnostic center today, we find this placards telling genetical cancer, genetic diabetes. Genetics is how much world population has problem with genes, maybe 5%. There is a science which has evolved in 1980s, which is called epigenetic. Epi means above genes. And what is this epigenetic means? It is not the genes, it is the nature which we provide around it has an impact on genes. So if the environment around it, simple example, sir. Let's not make it complicated. Let's make it very simple for us. The same genes could make liver, the same genes could make heart, the same genes could make kidney, the same genes could make muscle tissue. It means the same gene can transform itself to make something else as well. It's the same. We don't have different genes for head. We don't have a different genes. We don't have a different genes for liver. It is the same genetic code we have. And the same genetic code what we have can make different parts of the body. And now we are telling you have a problem with the kidney. It is the same genetic code which has made heart also. So going above genes is called epigenetic. It is a science which is very much popular in the West, unfortunately not in the East much because of various reasons. I'll speak little about it maybe at the fag end. So major 5% I will accept that there will be genetic issue. Very, very rare, but not the entire population, definitely. Only 5%. Now let's talk a little bit about hypertension. How do people get hypertension? Now, a lot of us would say, no, it's a lifestyle disease. After 40, it is common. We need to take maybe a statin, or maybe we need to take an aspirin very young into our life. Now, see, again understand, when adrenaline is released, what happens to the body? The moment adrenaline is released in the bloodstream, all the blood vessels squeeze their size. The reason being again pretty simple. Let's say there is a cut here. We lose a lot of blood. Now God, when he was designing the biology, he ensured the moment somebody has an issue, in terms of fear, to keep his body protected, what they do, all the blood vessels squeeze their size. Now the moment blood vessels squeeze their size, automatically the pressure goes up. That's a sign. Like anything contracts, the pressure goes up. Now the moment adrenaline releases in the body, the pressure goes up, and we call blood pressure increased. And now what medicines we generally use to protect ourselves from blood pressure. Initially, we use a relaxant to make the blood vessels go back to size. If that is not working, our body is not responding to it, then they will put us on blood thinners. So the vessel is small, let it be small, we will reduce the thickness of the blood. In that small hole also it will pass through. Because of this, what has happened? We are reducing something which is naturally has come to us. Thickness of the blood should be like that. That's how we have been developed. No, we reduce the thickness of the blood. So we reduce the blood pressure. Doctors are doing a great job by helping us in that situation. But look at from where it started. It started at a level of mind, affected the body, and the body is getting affected so much. And we are not working at a level of mind, we are working at a level of body. And whatever I shared just now is not something which I have discovered for the first time. The best cardiologists in our country have written books about it. The best doctors in the world have spoken in length about this factor, that yes, it is a problem to do with the mind, not with the body. And unfortunately, with the time, people have called it lifestyle. But nobody started to decode it. What do you mean by lifestyle error? Now what we started to do, oh, I should start go good on my food. I should eat 3 times, 4 times, organic, inorganic. Now, if you understand the basics of food again, how much food our body needs, or let's say we need 100% of energy. How much energy do we get from food? It's 10%. We get only 10% of our day-to-day energy from food. Where do we get 90% of energy from? Can anybody answer this question? 90% of energy, where do we get every day? Food, we get only 10% of energy.
Sun.
Oxygen.
Oxygen. Oh wow, beautiful. You know, a lot of people told the answer. I'll just make it into one simple answer. Breath. It is through air. So that is why whenever we want to lift anything also, we take long deep breath in. Like if you want to lift anything also, we don't feel like, okay, I'll go heat heavy and come. We feel like taking a long deep breath. So breath energizes the body. This much we all know, basic science. Now, here comes the biggest clause. How much? Now, every input, like Newton's third law of motion, every action has equal and opposite reaction. Every input has an output. If we are eating 2 kgs of food in a wrong manner, we have so many complications. That is what we have been told. Any input you give to the body, it will have so many effects. So we should eat right quantity. Minority, which is only 10% giving us energy, and which we are eating 2 kgs, we are worried so much about it. How much breath are we taking every day? We take close to 10,000 liters. We take close to 10,000 liters of breath every day. And imagine when this 10,000 liters goes wrong. 1 kg, 2 kgs of food goes wrong, we call it a disease. 10,000 liters of input going wrong every day. So the question comes, why will this 10,000 liters go wrong? What did I do for this 10,000 liters to go wrong? I am not doing anything. No, the breath is coming and going. What am I doing for the breath to come in and go out? That's obviously the basic question. Now here, there is a super association between our mind and breath, which the Indian system has taught the world. The Indian ecosystem has taught the world. What is the association? There are 10 emotions which we need to worry in life. There is no 11th issue or the 11th problem or the 11th emotion. There are only 10 emotions. All these 10 emotions experienced at a level of mind, they correspond with breath. Example, whenever you are, like let's say you are experiencing anger, how many of you observed your breath goes faster? Have you experienced this? It's obvious, by the way, but I'm just making you to go back to that awareness. Yes, perfect. Thank you, sir. Mr. Sir, thank you. Thank you, Suren sir. You know, when we experience fear, our breath goes again short. When we experience anger, it goes faster. When we are happy, it goes longer. Like when we are sad, it goes shorter. Every emotion that we go through at a level of mind corresponds with our breath. Now here comes the most interesting point. Now, when the emotion is changing at a level of mind, our breath is changing. Why is this changing? Okay, I think Kiran madam, somebody has changed my. I think I am not spotlighted yet. Something has changed. Can you please be? Okay. So now, when anything is changing at a level of mind, is changing our breath. So now imagine we are in fear. The breath is going shorter. So we are getting very less breath for the heart to actually cleanse and pump blood. So there is so much of stress we are putting on our heart. In reality, let's look at few examples. Dog, it breathes faster. So that is why its life expectancy is very less. Look at tortoise, it breathes the longest. Its life expectancy is much more than a lot of human beings and animals. Longer the breath capacity, longer the life size. Now, when we are in anxiousness, when we are in fear, when we are going through a lot of emotions, the breaths keep changing. A small thought at a level of mind changes the breath. When the breath goes up and down so drastically, the 10,000 liters we are consuming it wrong. Now what happens over a period of time, our body makes it a pattern. We all are habituated to things. Now with the time, what happens when the breath goes shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter, we start soonly developing something or the other issue at a level of body. If we want to deal with mind, there are only two ways. If anybody on planet Earth wants to manage mind, there are only two ways. One, managing mind at a level of mind. So instructing mind, okay, don't think about this. And your mind says, okay, I will not think about it. You say, hey, don't get tensed. And your mind says, okay, I'll not think about it. And so this, very few people can do this. And this is not something which is very easy also. Very few people can do this. But now the second thing which anybody on planet Earth can do is managing mind through passage of breath. If we know how to manage our breath, we will know how to manage our mind. Now, it brings to the topic of pranayama in our country. Now, why do we do pranayama in our country? Is to manage our mind. Now, unfortunately, the science has not been told for the longest of the time. And today, if you look at the reality of the COVID, where is it affecting? Lungs. That is why it's so deadly, because it is affecting the breath cycle. What is happening when somebody is getting affected by the COVID? The third lobe of the lung is getting very hard. It is not getting expanded very easily. So he is not able to take a lot of air. I mean, if somebody has got COVID, I'm not scaring you, just I'm giving you a little information. People who got affected with COVID, now Gandhi, if you ask any of the doctors, you know, from any of the hospitals, I teach at Gandhi. So if you ask any of these doctors now, people who got affected with COVID, they came out of it, they are happy, health. After 3 months, they are starting to develop another disease. The reason being, their lung capacity has not increased after that. Their lung capacity has been that the lung which has been little disturbed, it is like that only. So people who can develop their lung capacity are the only ones who can develop their mind's capacity. So that is why breath plays a vital role. And the Indian sciences are so powerful. That is why they emphasize a lot on breath. Now I'm sure we might have heard about this term pranayama. Keep doing pranayama. Now what is pranayama? Now the moment the word prana comes only, we are like, oh, come on, this is not scientific. Ooh, how can somebody call pranayama? And it's, if you see the beauty of it, what is prana? Our body is a colony of 50 trillion cells. Our body is a colony of 50 trillion cells. Each cell has a negative voltage inside, positive voltage outside. Each cell has close to 1.4 volt of energy. So we can actually combust ourselves easily, provided we know how. So 1.4 volt of energy we have. So which is close to 70 trillion volts of energy we have in our body. If we can channelize this 70 trillion volts of energy, we can heal any problem on our own. Now, what are the deadliest diseases that we are getting? We need to channelize this energy and laser focus it there. That is what is exactly radiation therapy. The new, I don't know how many of you know about the photon radiation therapy, Namaphoton, something which has come from UK now presently in Bangalore, Namaphoton. They focus at one part of the tumor and they put lot of photon rays on it, just that one part. So now if you understand, pranayama is focusing that entire energy that you have in one particular direction. Prana is the life force, which is that 70 trillion volts of energy, and yama means direction, give direction to that. So when you direct that to whichever part of the body you are intending to part, it starts going and making it happening. That's why so much of emphasis is on pranayama today in the world. All the Western countries are making most out of it. Unfortunately, in India, still we are debating on these topics. So, if you want to manage our mind, if you want to manage our system, people who know how to manage the breath, they have the key to managing mind. Any questions so far till here? Then we will get into little detail of how to do it, because this is just a quick snapshot of the session. So I'll give you a few techniques. Anybody has any questions? Yes.
Sir, nicely explained, sir. Related with diabetic everything. Almost all the disease related to the body. Is it possible to cure by this type of pranayama?
Sir, your voice is not heard, sir.
Sir, again, voice is not audible, sir. Please, sir.
Sir, voice is breaking.
Voice is breaking now.
Yeah, sure. 1 second, let me check. I'll check.
Now it is okay, sir. Now it is okay.
Okay.
It's fine. It's fine. Absolutely fine.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I think I have close to 140 Mbps internet. I don't know why I'm not being heard properly. Sorry for that. I apologize. After we put you on medicine, now the body makes that a habit again. That is the reason coming out of medicine becomes so difficult. And today, if you see 2018 March, the Cardiology Society of our India has come up with a couple of researches telling, first research was cholesterol is nothing to do with heart strokes. Cholesterol is nothing to do with heart strokes. But I am sure 90% of people who visit a cardiologist, they take medicine for reduction of cholesterol. Drugs like Ecosprin Gold, drugs like statin, drugs like aspirin, any of this medicine we are taking is to reduce the cholesterol. But they only say cholesterol has nothing to do with heart strokes. So then why did you put us no science to tell exactly why? You can please read about these researches on internet. You can go and do researches on internet. Whatever I'm saying is extreme truth. Two, they told another beautiful point. Coherence breathing technique can help you not to get a stroke or issues with heart in your lifetime. And you know what is this coherence breathing technique? It is pranayama. That's it. They told pranayama, if somebody is doing pranayama, they will not get issues with heart. No. But unfortunately, what happened? 130 by 80, 140 by 80. It's a simple understanding, sir. Since, if we have to blame anybody, I would take the privilege of blaming Newton more than anybody else. Because the problem what biology has happened is with Newton, sir. I'll tell you why. Lord Goody has done. I'm just on a funnier note, I'm telling Newton. But the pyramid of science, any science today in the world is based on maths. So the biology, let's look at the science that it's based on Newton's calculus, the differentiation. Then it is based on his physics, Newtonian physics, which is matter. Newton never spoke about anything called as energy. He spoke mostly about matter. Energy was not something which Newton spoke about. Then comes chemistry. He spoke about organic chemistry. Then comes biology. No, that is the reason if you go to a doctor, still today we are in reductionism. How is your kidney working? How is your liver working? How is your heart working? They never take it as a whole one unit. They take it as different units, reductionism. That is what is medicine today. Reduce and check. But body is not working like that. Body is not, liver is not working alone, kidney is not. They are all working as one single unit. After few years, what happened? Maths has become fractal mathematics. Physics has become quantum physics. Chemistry has become electrochemistry. But biology has been the same over the years. The biology has been incorporating still on Newtonian maths, Newtonian physics and organic chemistry. That is why if you see when we take a CT scan, no doctor looks at which energy color code it has come, which energy is more here. Can we make this energy to overtake on the other energy? No. We use electrochemistry today just to remove a part from our body. If you go to any doctor for a CT scan, energy mapping they give. For a physicist, for a person who is into physics, you look at, so this energy is so dominant here. Why don't we make this energy to help the neighbor? That is how our body has been. But today what we are using CT scan for just to remove some part from the body. So to answer your question, one, it is very difficult for people who are already on medicine to completely stop the medicine. But yes, a reduction in medicine can happen with time. People who are into pranayama, definitely few like thyroid can definitely be reduced. 100%. 100% thyroid can be reduced. That 100 mg can come to 50, then come to slowly 25 and it can be negligible. And two, the averages concept is something which is messing up in the world. Simple example, sir, I go to a cardiologist. Sir will put me a BP, pressure and take, Vamshi Krishna, you have it 140 by 80. You have a high BP, no, I'll put you on medicine. No, I'll tell sir, no, yes sir, I have a daughter, I have my son, marriage, boss, career, money. You should take medicine, sir, you're above 40 anyways. Chumma, shut up and take medicine. Well, okay sir, thank you sir, you helped my life. But understand, when we go to a doctor, at least 10-15% to the degree it changes our blood pressure. Anyone when we go to a doctor, we have the doctor consciousness. Oh my God, I'm going to a doctor, what will happen to me? That consciousness puts at least 10-15% high. And two, by just one sitting, nobody can consider we are diabetic because they are telling, okay, the entire world has an average of 120 by 80. If you are above that, you are high BP. If you are below that, it's low BP. Sir, but your body might be averaging at 140 by 80 as basic. We don't consider averages of the world to an human individual. But today, medicine, what we have done, the world's average is our average. 120 by 80. If you are 130 by 80, we call you above average. If you are 110 by 70, we call it below average. But our body might need 130 by 80 to function properly. And there are so many cases like this on planet Earth. So if you're already on medicine, continue it. But there are greatest of the doctors who can definitely help you to cut down on the medicine part. Because, the best doctors in India whom I've been in touch with, they never recommend medicine much. They put on very, very, very little medicine. Because I started the class today with the same statement. Every ill has a pill. Every pill has a ill. Okay, so to answer your question, sir, yes, you can reduce at least the side effects of the medicine. Two, with the time you can reduce the mg that you are consuming with a good lifestyle. Lifestyle, I mean managing mind, not food. Food is important, but what we eat is not very important, sir. What eats us is very important. What we eat is important, but what eats us is even more important. So did I answer your question, sir?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Excellent explanation, sir. I like, sir.
Thank
I like
you.
very much your answer. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Any other questions anybody has so far? It would be great if you can come up with questions, because discussion, I mean sure, we all faculty, we love questions, and that's how we all grow in life. Any questions anybody has before we go further?
Sir, one of my question is, I'm
Please,
Dr. Guru sir, and
Please,
I want to know, is there, in India there is any free diabetic centers for cure, or we can say like yoga and some Ayurvedic centers which can provide the consultation?
there are a lot of them, sir.
Sir,
India,
I came to know there is one center at South India, south of our India, at Kerala or at Karnataka. I do not know the correct place, which is doing the prominent work like Chikitsa, Ayurvedic Chikitsa onto it. But I do not know the name. Can you?
No, so there are a lot of, see, sir, again, no, let's again, if I say one name here, it might be like not respecting the others who are doing it, but I'll just give you a little glimpse of it. Any Ayurveda medicine will deal with the nature of your energy, that energy that which we spoke, that 70 trillion volts of energy. Okay. So there are a lot of centers in South India, predominantly they are into Ayurveda. So it's been more than 14 years I have used a medicine. I'm talking about in the last 14 years, I have not even taken one pill. Okay. Whatever little I have taken was little Ayurveda only. Whenever I had little issues, I have taken little Ayurveda only. I've never been to a doctor in the last 14 years of my life. It doesn't mean I was healthy born up. I had a major surgery when I was 12. I had 40 stitches on my abdomen. But after that, I never choose to go to a doctor because I knew what happened after that. So one thing is, in South India, there are brilliant of doctors. Doesn't mean North are not there. I don't know about North.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are all Indians. We respect our full continent of India.
Yes. No. I don't want to come across like, okay, you are a South Indian.
Nothing like that. No.
So in Bangalore, there are great naturopathy centers. In Hyderabad, in Hyderabad, I come from Hyderabad. So in Hyderabad, there are a lot of people who deal with very little medicine, and when you go to the typical Indian Ayurveda, they never write medicine. If you say, sir, I have diabetes, can you give medicine? They will say, no. They will catch our pulse. Nadi Pariksha. It's called Nadi Pariksha. They catch your pulse and tell what problem you had. That is why diabetes is showing up in your body. I'll tell you a simple example. Especially because this question is from North India. I'll tell you why many of them are seeing this issue today. Because of wheat.
Okay.
Wheat is the biggest contributor of diabetes in our country. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people do not think rice is bad, wheat is good. No. Rice is way better than wheat in terms of diabetes. The reason being, the Indian wheat, before the hybrid has come, before we made it into some issue, our wheat had 18% of gluten.
Yes.
Gluten. But now the present day wheat has 65% of gluten. Okay. Gluten is the biggest contributor of diabetes. Gluten affects the beta cells in pancreas.
Okay.
When the beta cells in pancreas get affected, we need more and more insulin content because they are not producing it on own.
Okay.
So whoever consumes wheat after little issue of diabetes, it grows only exponentially. It never comes down. Okay. Do a small experiment on your own self, sir. 15-20 days, don't eat wheat. Eat jawar. Jawar you can eat, but that's a very good. It has less gluten content. And you will see so much improvement in your blood sugar levels without doing anything else. Okay. Just you stop wheat, you will see difference.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, Vamsi Krishna Reddy, sir. I will follow you on your Facebook account. I will search.
Please. Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I am basically a digital marketer and a data scientist.
Oh wow.
So I have, you can understand the stress of everything.
True,
So
true.
And that's why I asked this question, and this is a very fruitful session. Ravi sir, thank you very much, because you saved my life this session, as well as it's a very great. Ravi sir, I will be always thankful through you throughout your life, and Vamsi sir. Thank you very much, sir. This
Thank you.
information nobody can share.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Good morning,
please.
sir.
Good morning.
Sir,
Please.
really, sir, it is a very good session and very effective also. All should know about it. But I have just two simple questions actually.
Please,
Thank you,
please.
Vamsi sir. Thank you.
So we want to know more about the breathing and lungs.
Yes.
Okay, that is one. Second, suppose if you are stressed more, suppose if you are very stressed, so what are the steps so we can take to reduce the stress? Yeah.
Oh.
Because we are not from the science background actually.
Okay.
So yeah, right.
No,
so
definitely I
very
will.
simple way we to understand actually.
Yes, yes. I will do that, sir. I'll help you with that answer.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Bajra, na?
Jowar. Bajra is also food.
Jowar.
On food, I will take 10 minutes. I will answer on all food questions for 10 minutes. I will talk about food. What foods we should eat, what we should avoid with age. I will talk on food for 10 minutes.
Sir, jowar we can make roti with jowar, na?
Yes, 100%. Very good for health.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
But
Yes,
one
yes.
thing,
For 10 minutes for food, sir.
Yes.
But one thing, just sir, I want to understand that about wheat. When they sell the output of wheat, okay, so they tested it and they reduced the what is you call that Newton or something, the percentage of that. Gluten. Yeah. So they is I think before they finalize it, so they reduce that percentage and they after that they sell that no. Okay.
The nature of the crop can never go down, sir. It is made out of gluten. It is part of it.
But doctors are still also advising that okay, wheat has some less percentage of sugar than the rice or like that. So.
1 cup of wheat is equal to 2 cups of sugar.
Okay.
Ravi sir,
2 cups of sugar.
Okay, sir.
Sir, very recently a paper was published that tells exactly that wheat contains more gluten, so it is dangerous for diabetes.
Yes.
Very recently this paper has been published.
Yeah.
Sir, I would like to comment one thing. That Indian system is good. That we know, that we get idea from our years and studies. But to believe or conveniently believe to the rest of the world, we need more scientific based on it. So that we can put our thoughts, our ideas before the world so strongly that they cannot refute it. That is the main problem. We do not have this kind of arrangement in India now.
No, simple, sir. On food, just the basic Indian follow. I'll tell you one simple concept they follow, sir. Any food which has high fiber content is good food.
Right. High fiber content.
Simple. That's a simple basic. Everybody will accept with this. Now look at it. The most crops that we Indians are eating today, rice has 0.2 grams of fiber. Brown rice has 1.2 grams of fiber, and wheat has close to 0.8 or 1. That's it. So all these three are bad actually, because they don't have fiber content only in it. Now look at the best foods, millets. The Indian institution all the time recommended have millets because millets have close to 12 grams of fiber content in it. Jawar, ragi, foxtail, brainyard, all the millets have excess of fiber content. If you look at the fiber content in all the millets, it's close to 10 to 12. Jawar has 10, ragi has 10.
कह रहे हैं कि ये जितने नॉर्थ इंडियन है ना सब कुछ शुगर होती है सब कहते हैं गेहूं खाओ चावल मत खाओ और शुगर एक्चुअली ग्लूटेन अब 65% होता है उससे होती है
True, very true, Manu. So, when you're consuming food, okay, since a lot of questions are asked about.
Can I इमरान ये वाला सेशन इधर उधर भागे फिर रहे हैं फालतू में वो चीज तो रोकी जा सकती है.
Okay. About food, I would say very few things which can help everyone in the group. Okay, one, the first basic things I will only say about. I'm not saying what to avoid. I'm just saying which are the foods you should take more.
Sorry to distract you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have two questions actually. Good morning, sir. First of all.
Good morning, madam. Please, madam.
Two questions, sir. One related with the content that you have said. Something related to the body is made with 15 trillion cells.
50 trillion cells.
Yeah, 50 trillion cells, which can generate some 70 trillion worth of energy.
Yes.
Yes, worth of energy, and same energy can be used in tackling
healing
with
the body.
Whatever the.
Yes.
Yeah, in healing the body. But how? I mean, what will be the technique with which we can generate that? How can we individuals do that, sir? That's one question. And the other question is, usually we go to the other persons, like you were pointing about the radiation concept, which is actually, I mean, continuing with the same question, sir. You were telling about that photo radiation therapy. Now, this is like we are taking support of somebody else, and we are trying to generate that volt of energy to, heal the whatever that you were talking about. But how we individually can do it?
Yeah.
How we individually can do it? We are taking support of somebody else and then doing it. That's one question. And the other question that I have is, like you were talking about the food, through which we can actually control this diabetes. How far the water plays its role, sir, in controlling this diabetes?
90%.
These are the two questions, sir. If you can answer it, I'll be very happy. Myself, I'm Maheshwari, sir, from Kasturba Gandhi College here from Hyderabad.
Oh, okay. Thank you, madam. Yes, madam. Yes.
Sir, I'm Sabiha. I want to understand one thing. Like nowadays, we usually, the people used to say, do this type of the asana, have this sort of the food so that your immune system could be, your immunity will be increased. So how these things can enhance the immunity, because this is our body that, if in a scientific term, T cell, B cell, and other things are already there. How these food and asana can enhance the immunity?
Okay. I'll answer all the questions, madam. I'll answer all this. I will take all the questions. I'll answer every question. Okay. To answer the question of how to do pranayama, I will speak about it. Okay. The next half an hour we'll spend on that only.
Vamsi sir, one request. Please share your WhatsApp number so that while you are giving your sessions for 3-4 days continuously, so we can take the leave and we can do it. Because what is happening is we are in universities, so try to understand and do it on the weekend days when the leave is there for 2 and 3 days, so we can sit and do it practically, because we are not able to record or write everything, so we need, because everybody is on question and answering, so we are supposed to write, so we need breakups, small like a dictation, you do this, you do that, so we can write.
Definitely, sir.
We cannot do. We need your expert lecture for 2 or 3 days continuously.
Definitely.
Nobody will enter in your forum except you. Only you will be giving that.
Yes.
For 3-4 days. Both the session.
Definitely. I'll do that, sir. I'll share my details on the. Okay. I'll just share it now only. That's my contact number, which I've sent on the group. Okay, so now to answer all the questions that we have received. One, about food, how to do pranayam, that also I will speak about it. No, about the photon therapy also I will speak on how the asanas are going to help. Sabia madam, if you see understand the basic concept, there is a cell called as lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are that one system which is our security system. The basic security system for anybody is lymphocytes, white blood cells, basically. Now, the Indian system what we have, when you take long deep breath in and hold the breath, now what happens? The body thinks, like, for a minute of the time, maybe this fellow is not breathing easy, gone. So the body goes into that security mode. All the security of the body gets alert once. And when you breathe in again, they start going to every part of the body very fast. So what happens? You are making your security ready. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. That is why asanas are very important. When you do pranayama for regularly, at least for 40 days or 60 days, there are few techniques. If you can do for good 40 days, your CD4 count can become double, which is your immunity. CD4 shows our immunity concept. If you do it more, it becomes double with time. So that's one thing which you can definitely follow. Okay, to answer the question.
Excellent, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And to answer Maheshwari's question, madam, see, you understand this. Whenever we get a cut, it is our own body which is healing it. So our energy of healing has come to this part. Now, what is happening with these bigger diseases, like whatever we call it, the energy in the body is dealing with multiple things and it is not able to deal. Now, for example, we have 60 problems. Yes, there are 60 students in the class. You are dealing with all 60 students at once. What happens? You become tired very easily. Now imagine you are going one after the other. You are telling, this is my major problem. I will hit this fellow first, then I will come and set everything. So you are going to the main problem, which is the root of everything. Then the entire class will become silent. The same with our body. Now what is happening? You have a backache. So little bit of energy is going and healing there. You have a shoulder ache. Little bit of energy is stuck here. You have an issues with headache. Little bit of, you are taking medicine. You are eating a lot of food. It is digesting. So our energy is completely dissipated in our body. Now when you do pranayama, which is directing all this to one part of the body, what is happening? It is going and working only there. That is when it opens up the channels. That is when it makes it easier. So that is what is radiation all about. No, not the regular radiation. Regular radiation is throughout the body. Now the photon radiation which has come up very recently, it's in Bangalore. It was some UK technology. I was going through their articles the other day. So to answer them, how to do, we will talk. Yes, madam.
Thank you, sir. What about the water?
Water.
Yes, sir.
Let's understand simple concept again. Our body is 75% water, like Earth. Earth has 75% water, body has 75% water. Now, the consumption of water is the key for the body because it is 75% is water in food. So now what kind of water are we drinking? Okay, now if you see most of us, the kind of water we drink is RO, UV, UF. This is the general water we drink. Now unfortunately, WHO, World Health Organization says RO, UV, UF water is not good for the body. They contradicts the major message that they are not good for the body. What problems people get when they drink this water? Bone density issues. No, sir. No, what are you talking? We buy 20,000, 25,000 rupees putting an investment in that thing. They are not good for health. For few reasons. One, they are highly acidic in nature. The water is acidic. Two, they are stored in plastic. Plastic nanoparticles enter the water stream. Three, the general water, what you people drink today, what is happening? They are traveling so many places. So the structure of water is deformed so many times. They travel long. Now, when the water structure should be so calm. So what, if you remember your old, like your grandmother or grandfather, how they used to do? They used to store water in a container. They used to treat it as like God. They should store it in a container, they settle the water content and then drink the water. Two, Indian food is acidic in nature. The achar that we eat, the spices that we eat, we are highly acidic in nature. Now what is happening? The acidity is increasing so much, and if you observe, people who have knee pains here, with age, knee pains, just check with yourself, you have constipation also. Whoever has knee pains here in this group now, how much ever number of 130 plus people, whoever has knee pains, you have issues with your stomach. You have constipation issue, you have morning motion is very difficult. How many of you accept with me? Yes? Why? When acidic content goes high, obviously you will have issues with joints. No. Sir, no, acidic content is gone high, so what should I do? You should put alkaline. When acidity is high, put alkaline, pH will become balanced. Now how to balance? What is alkaline, sir? Now where do I get alkaline from? So simple, sir. Okay, this is first thing, first food technique for everyone. Take 2 liters of water. 2 liters of water. Cut cucumber which you eat, not the one which we use for sabji. The cucumber which we eat. Slice it, leave it in the water, and take 1 lemon. Cut it into pieces and leave it in the. Don't squeeze. Leave it in the water for a good 4 to 5 hours. Remove the vegetables, drink that water. Now this water has become highly alkaline. Body acidic, you put alkaline, automatically everything will settle. 2. Sir, no, cucumber and lime, I can't do every day, there are so many things I can't do. So tell me something which I can do every day. Take a mud pot. Take a mud pot and put something of copper, anything copper to hold water inside it. It could be a glass or a mug. Leave that in water and let that water stay for at least 3 hours after RO UV water you got. Leave that in this mud pot and let that water take that influence of copper and then drink that water. If you have a liberty of having a copper pot in your house, put that water. Late night, what you do, fill that copper pot. And next day morning, entire family use that copper pot of water. Again in the night, wash it. Again, full copper water in the copper and drink. So that way, all the small nano particles of plastic will not enter your bloodstream. No, the problem with lot of us today, if you observe, we are a lot of deficient in lot of vitamins and minerals. One vitamin, if you go to a doctor and give for a blood test, he will say at least 5 vitamins which we are not good at. Why? Because of these nanoparticles, they don't get digested. Plastic can't get digested in the stomach. So what happens? You have a colon, transverse ascending and descending colon. It goes and stuck to the colon. So what happens inside the colon? So many plastic particles are there now. The food which is passing through it, ideally the colon should attract the minerals. But because of plastic being here, they can't attract. That is why we are not able to heal ourselves faster. That is why, in spite of eating very good food, we are not getting minerals. So if you start taking good vitamins and minerals also, if the water is not good, the body will not take the minerals. So to deal with it, alkaline water is the first one thing. Second one thing is copper. Water filled with copper. This is the second thing. The third thing is to see to that plastic doesn't come close to water, that which you are drinking every day. Replace all your plastic water bottles either with glass or steel or copper, anything. But when you are drinking copper water, see to that lime doesn't touch that.
Okay.
Lemon and copper reacts and it can be little poisonous to your stomach. You will have a bad stomach. Copper and lime reacts.
But sir, usually we wash those copper vessels with lime.
Washing is fine. Oh. Any acidity, we wash it with acid, lemon or tamarind or anything is fine. But don't leave a lemon water in a copper glass. That is not good.
Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you for the lifetime tip. Thank you so much.
Yes. Anybody?
Hello, sir. Myself, Dr. Sharad Tajne. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Sharad, sir, please tell me, sir.
Number one, that what you have explained about pranayam is very good, but as far as concentrating the energy at a particular point is concerned, the concept is given by the Vipassana. And
okay.
By using Vipassana, many people have treated their ailments which are not curable.
Okay.
As far as concerned, it is very good exercise for the brain. My second question is, when something is decided by your DNA, so how do you account for it? If the person by DNA is having the anxiety or depression disease, so it is difficult to treat. And number three, it is found that in case of depression or anxiety, there is a deficiency of vitamin D and vitamin B12. By using this, many patients can be cured.
Okay.
So,
Three questions. Vitamin B12 and vitamin D. Vitamin D you get from sun. Vitamin D. So if you are lacking vitamin D, it means you are not exposed to sun in the evening 4 to 5. So start walking in the evening, you will get vitamin D. And 2, you should sleep at 11 o'clock in the night at least, because the calcium assimilation. See, why does vitamin D goes down? When vitamin D goes down, calcium assimilation also doesn't happen in the body. If you don't sleep at 11 in the night, the calcium which is there in the bloodstream is not absorbed by the body, because that is the time calcium absorption happens in the body. So sleep at 11, walk at 4 to 5 in the evening or 5 to 6 in the evening. Vitamin D is taken care. 2, vitamin B12, it is an animal protein, but it is available in natural water flow. People who drink the natural water on the rivers, whichever, the natural water, they will have lot of vitamin B12. Now why B12 is less? Because of nanoparticles in plastic. If you want B12, if it is very less, then there are few things that you can do. You know about moringa leaves, drumstick leaves. Keep putting drumstick leaves in anything you make for the next 15-20 days. Add one leaf. Like you're making a sabji, put drumstick leaves. Or in everything that you make from today, 1 spoonful of drumstick leaves powder. It will take care of your B12 content. Second question was about one was about Vipassana, one was about B12, and one was about the third one. Sorry, sir, I missed that third question.
When your DNA decide whether what is the type?
DNA doesn't decide anything, sir. Okay, that is the doctor's way of putting it to us. DNA doesn't decide. Okay, I'll tell you what has happened. There is a doctor by name Dr. Bruce Lipton. Okay, I'm giving names so that you can go back and read about them. Lipton. Okay. He has conducted experiments in the year 1980. He has taken cells from a body and he has given different environments. The same cell has become muscle in one environment. It has become another cell in one environment. So based on the environment only, the cells grow. Now what is happening? We are not giving the right environment for the gene. Genes can't dictate over the body. There's a beautiful research called epigenetics, nature, how nature influences it. In a scientific way, if you want me to tell, there is a receptor protein, there is a receiver protein in the body. When an external stimulus comes and hits the receptor protein, the receiver protein changes and it changes the dynamic structure of the gene. So genes has nothing to do with it. Don't worry about genes at all. If somebody tells because your gene is something like this, you will die, tell him, sorry, you are not educated yet. Any doctor, I'm telling you, genes cannot, 5% of the cases, yes, genes can be little bad, 5%. But 95% of the cases, genes can't do anything. That is selling something without knowing the proof of it. Genes is just a blueprint, sir. Just a basic concept. It's like a house structure. Okay, they have given a foundation, that's it. After the foundation, you can do a lot of changes based on your interest. So the foundation can be same, but you can ensure you can change. Now, sir, then why did these genes was so common? You know, I had anxiety issues. My father had anxiety. I also have anxiety. My son also got anxiety because you lived in the same environment. You behaved like your father in every instance because he was a role model for us. However, our father dealt with issues, we deal with the same way. Where did we change the behavior? We didn't change the environment, neither we changed the behavior. So we have the same issues. Simple example, if everybody has the same gene in the family, then why not everybody has the same disease? If the concept of genes is to be same, everybody should have the same disease. No, it doesn't have. Everybody has a different disease. So the concept of genes, if you want to read more about it, epigenetic. Now this is something I spelled it wrong. Genetic. Read about epigenetic. You have a beautiful article available. Dr. Bruce Lipton has written it, and there is one more, Dr. Candice. She has written a book about it. It's a beautiful book you can read, sir. It will help you to get a lot of clarity on it. Did I answer your questions?
Okay, thanks, sir.
Yeah.
You are not explaining something for Vipassana.
Okay, concentrating on something, I don't have a good say over it because I have not done Vipassana. I don't want to comment on it because something I have not done it. I don't want to say how does it affect actually. So with a lot of respect to the great masters of the past, it has been a lot of people have used it. A lot of people have made difference with it. So I don't know much about it. I have my own ways of looking at it. So I respect it, but I don't know about it.
Is it possible another 5 to 10 minutes how to start pranayama? You have your own pattern, I think. Please, if it is useful, because you enriched your knowledge. You explained many things, many good things, but a wonderful lecture for this. Please, because we will follow immediately. If you have a successful or daily or simple pranayama, if you do, that will help you for your entire day, like that.
Okay. There's a couple of things, sir. One, learning pranayamas, we need a lot of basic pranayamas. I will teach you today. I'll help you to teach basic pranayamas, 1 or 2 I'll teach. But if you want a complete set of things that I want to do a ritual like every day, I want to do this, then you need a set of things. That cannot happen here because it needs a lot of progression over things. But I'll teach you basics now. Okay. Let's understand little of your nose first. Okay, something I will say which we have not given a thought about. Okay, everybody take, how many nostrils work for us? Both? Yes? Accept everyone? Both the nostrils work for us? Yes or no? Simultaneously both nostrils work for us? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. No. Only one nostril works for us. Only one nostril works for us at a particular point of time. Either right works or left works. Not two. Check. Experiment. Put your hand below your nostrils. Finger. Any index finger or any finger. Take a long deep breath and breathe out. And you will observe only one nostril is working. Mostly it will be right for you all now because you are close to lunchtime. You will see a lot of air is gushing out of from right. It could be left also for a few who are late breakfast. So if you observe from one nostril, a lot of air, from the other nostril, very little, negligible air is coming out. Can you check which nostril is working for you, right or left? Can you type in the message box? Because we're going to do something with it now. Can you check which nostril is working for you? Right. Beautiful, beautiful. Mostly it will be right because you're close to lunchtime. Okay. Now, sir, what if it is right or left? How does it even matter? So it matters a lot, sir. Whenever right nostril is active, left brain is working. Right nostril, left brain. Left nostril, right brain. Opposites. When right nostril is working, metabolism is high. You can eat food. When right nostril is working, metabolism is high. When left nostril is working, metabolism is low. You are not supposed to eat food. That is why we ask you to follow the same kind of a routine so that nostrils work in a better way. Now, left brain is the logical brain. When left brain is working, it is very difficult for the mind to relax. We need the right brain to work for the body to relax. Now imagine if you want to go to sleep and your left is working, you will get a lot of dreams, you will not get sleep. So today I will teach you a basic pranayama which you can do, which will help you to relax both the brains and which will help you to relax all the neural activity which is happening in your body, in the head. Okay, followed by a small meditation we will do today, so that you just observe the relaxation that is happening. Okay. So since we have both the nostrils, let's channelize the energy in both the nostrils. This is called Surya, this is called Chandra. So this is heat, this is cold. So when we channelize the both, body relaxes so much. You'll just feel it now. Okay. Okay, this 3 fingers we're going to use now. These 2 fingers are closed like this. Okay. How many of you know about this? How many of you know about this pranayama? This is called alternate nostril breath. This is called alternate nostril breath. This is the basic thing that we can start with, because lot of us we need, if you want
this is
to
alom vilom.
alom vilom, you can call it alom vilom. Yes, you can call it alom vilom. This same name for different things. Okay. So how do we do this technique today is, we will take breathe in from left first, breathe out from left, again breathe in from left. This is, we'll start from left basically. Breathe in from left, close it, breathe out from right, again breathe in from right, close, breathe out from left. So basically breathe in through left, breathe out from right, breathe in through right, breathe out from left. But the important thing here is we do it very, very, very slowly. We don't rush through it. The slowest that you can do. At least 8 counts we should breathe in, and 8 counts we should breathe out also. It is not like, see, just I'm doing one breathe in. This is one breathe in. So the very slowly we should do. Breathe in for 8 counts, breathe out for 8 counts, breathe in again for 8 counts, breathe out for 8 counts. We'll do 8 rounds like this. Okay, simple, very simple. After that, I will just give you few instructions, okay, which you can all follow up and do. Very simple instructions. I'll not make it complex. Okay. After that, we'll discuss few things. Can you all do that? Yes. Yes. Are instructions clear, or do you want me to give you one more time? Are instructions clear, or do you want me to give one more time? Okay. Okay, perfect. Super. Okay. Now gently, we need not hard push here. It's very gently we do. It's just a touch. No, this part of the body is very important. This, okay, let's not get into time. Just keep your hands here. In the left hand, keep like this. What is the right time? What is the right time to do pranayama? Okay, what time should be done clear? Okay.
Sir, empty stomach is required for pranayama?
Usually, if you have breakfast, like breakfast, we give 1 hour, 15 minutes time. If you have heavy lunch, at least we give 3 hours, so that the stomach becomes. So by the time you had breakfast, it would have been 9 o'clock. Most of you would have. It's 2 hours 30 minutes. That is why I wanted to keep pranayama for the later half of the session. Okay. Some tips for controlling high blood. This is a beautiful technique, sir. This technique, what we are learning, is a beautiful technique to control your blood pressure as well. You know, there is a course which can control all the problems. There is a 4-day workshop which we can discuss. I'll tell you at the fag end of the workshop, maybe, if you want, which can be like complete food, health, breath, pranayama, lot of techniques. At least 10 techniques you will learn. How to relax your body, how to take power naps in between your work culture, like afternoon, right after you have lunch, 10 minutes quick relaxation you want, how to do that. All that we can teach you in that. Okay, yeah. So we'll do this technique first. Eyes closed, left hand in the super posture. It is an online workshop. It's an online workshop. What we're going to give, what details I'm going to share. It's going to be an online workshop. Okay. So keep your hands like this, left hand like this. Index finger and the middle finger touching your eye, in between your eyebrows. Close your right nostril. With your thumb, close your right nostril. Breathe out through your left. Now, slowly breathe in through your left. Close your left nostril. Slowly breathe out through your right. Breathe in through your right. Breathe out through your left. Breathe in through your left. Close your left. Breathe out through your right. Breathe in through your right. Breathe out through your left. Breathe in through your left. Close your left. Breathe out through your right. Breathe in through your right. Breathe out through your left. Breathe in through your left. Breathe out through your right. Breathe in through your right. Close your right. Breathe out through your left. Continue for another 3 rounds. Do it on your own. Breathe in through your left. Breathe out through your right. Breathe in through your right and breathe out with your left. Very, very slowly. Slowest that you can do. The slowest that you can do. Do it very, very slowly. Do it your own pace. Don't rush through it. Just relax the body. Last round. When you breathe out through your left, you may relax. You may relax after completion of this round. Sit with your eyes closed. Sit with your spine erect. Take a long deep breath in and let go. One more long deep breath in and let go. Keeping your eyes closed. One more long deep breath in. Fill your lungs. Hold your breath and slowly breathe out. Observe all the noises around you. The noise of the fan, the noise of people talking around you, the movement of the air around you. Just observe all the noises around you. Accept all the noises around you. Accept all the noises around you. Take a long deep breath in and let go. Whichever part of the body I mentioned, just take your awareness there. Become aware of your feet. Become aware of your feet. Relax them. Become aware of your knees. Become aware of your thighs and hip. Become aware of your thighs and hip. Become aware of your genitals. Abdomen. Stomach. chest region. Relax your chest region. Become aware of your right hand. Left hand. Face. Head. Whole body. Whole body. Relax your whole body. Take a long deep breath in and let go. One more long deep breath in and let go. Become aware of your thoughts. Become aware of your thoughts. Either good thoughts or bad thoughts. Just become aware of your thoughts. Become aware of your thoughts. Be in harmony with your thoughts. Take a long deep breath in and let go. One more long deep breath and let go. Become aware of your feelings. You are love. You are peace. Repose and safe and relax your body. Another long deep breath in and let go. One more long deep breath in and let go. Another long deep breath in. Let go and relax. Take a long deep breath in and let go. One more long deep breath and let go. Become aware of your feelings, thoughts, body, environment around you. Take a long, joyful, deep breath in and let go. One more long, joyful, deep breath and let go. Becoming aware of your body and surroundings with a beautiful smile on your face. You may open your eyes. Beautiful smile on your face. How is your mind right now? How is your mind right now? You choose to text in the group. How is your mind right now? You can message in the group. Okay. Calm, great, relaxed, peaceful. Peaceful. Okay. Calm, peaceful. What are the benefits of chanting and listening to mantras? Okay. You know, any sound. First, just see this 10-15 minutes would relax us so deep inside. How many of you feel peaceful? मतलब अच्छा लग रहा है. And if you can follow a routine kind of a thing which you can do every day, it can make your life much more easier. Every day, whenever we have issues, we want that silence. Whenever you want to take a big decision, we don't take in chaos. We want to go inside. We ask everybody to go around. We go to a very alone place, isolated place. But the problem is this is still chattering. So when we know how to relax this mind, the chattering goes down. That's when the new great ideas come up. Very simple things like Newton was sitting under a tree when he discovered gravitation. Archimedes' principle discovered when he was sleeping in a bathtub. C6H6 benzene ring was discovered when he was dreaming. If you see, all the greatest of the innovations happened when they were relaxing, not working hard. So, the way to deal with mind is to relax it. The way to deal with body is to work hard. Body needs working hard, but mind needs more and more relaxation. Okay. Not getting sleep. Too many things could be a reason for not getting sleep. One could be very high metabolism. That could be one reason. Two, very late dinner. What is sleep? Let's understand a little bit of sleep. What is sleep? Your body should all sleep. The problem is when our dinner is at 9 o'clock, 9:30, and let's say you eat very heavy food. Like take an example, something like paneer or maybe non-vegetarian food. It takes good 10 hours to get that. Non-veg takes 72 hours, which is 3 days. Paneer or any heavy food takes good close to 4 or 5 hours time. Now, if you eat at 10, by the time the food is getting digested only, it is 3 or 4 in the morning. And how do we get sleep? Body is still working, or some action is happening. If you remember, our grandfather or be it our parents, most of our parents, they used to eat by sunset. They used to eat by sunset. When the food you eat by sunset, the food gets digested by 10 or 11. When you sleep at 11, 3-4 good hours of sleep you will get. But now what is happening with us? Late dinners, the food is getting digested late. That is why our sleep is also not complete. Even if you sleep, morning eyes burn, legs burn, headache in the head, you feel very uncomfortable, nauseated. So to reduce all of these things, food, little bit of physical exercise, reduce spicy food. If you eat so much of spice and if you don't physically work out, you will not get good sleep. Okay. So you need to, if you are eating a lot of spices, too many spice, if you see the daily wage labor, you eat a lot of spice, but they work very hard. That is, the body can manage it. But most of us, we do less work. And in lockdown, what happened? Even that walking has come down drastically. That little bit of physical effort also. So it is very important that you reduce the spices in the food, and you'll automatically see your sleep quality will go up. If this is not working, I will leave a technique. Maybe in the group, I will ask the organizer sir to share one link, a small link how to get sleep. There is a that will help you. If you can do that 15-20 minutes, it will give you good sleep. It's called Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra. This, if you do, it can induce that good sleep. And there are different. There is a breath called Ujjayi breathe. If you can breathe through that also, you can go to sleep in 3 to 4 minutes. But making you learn here might be a little difficult. Okay, yeah, I think I answered your questions. Any other questions? We have good 10 minutes. Any other questions you have? What are the benefits of, any sound has an impact on water. So like, for example, there is a video on YouTube, if you can go and research impact of sound on water. Now everything is a vibration, everything is an atom, everything around you is an atom. So every sound has an impact. So when you make sounds which can impact positive change, or these mantras basically. So, simple. The sound without rhythm is noise. Sound with rhythm is music. So all these sounds have so much of positive vibrations to deal with you. So, the Indian ethos is so powerfully scientific. If you see people, I don't know how many of you visit temples here, but we are made up of Electrons, like the protons and neutrons are in the center, electrons are outside. Electrons are the negatively charged particles. And our body is also made up of atoms. So electrons are around it. So that's why when you go to places like worship temples, these places are all made up with very good positive conductors. They can take out the negative electrons. And if you see, they ask women to wear gold, which are good conductors of electricity. They put a lot of copper or gold on top of your head. They are good conductors of electricity. They take water, and they do, few people do at times abhishekam. Few people do it. I don't know how many people do it. That is also conducting your negative electron. So whatever the cultures, be it any culture, we are so scientific. The namaz posture which Muslims sit, it's very good for digestion. Very, very, very powerful. That makes the blood get accumulated in the stomach a lot. And the spinal cord, it makes the spinal cord straight. And why the spinal cord should be straight? The two balloons here, when you sit generally, they get contracted. When you sit in that posture, the spine elongates and the balloons get expanded. And that's the right way to breathe. And that's why it's so powerful. And if you see most of our Muslim friends, they sit like that and eat. That's the best way to eat actually. If you take food by 12 in the evening, 12 you feel hungry again, how to deal with it? You can have cucumber. Cucumber is close to 50 calories. In the night you can have cucumber. It's good. Tell about tea and coffee. I definitely in the teaching profession, if I say don't have tea and coffee, I'm sure none of it's not going to be possible. But I would say a simple thing. The problem with tea and coffee is not the tea or coffee, it is the sugar. Sugar is the reason for cancer. Sorry to, but yeah, sugar is the reason for cancer. Sugar has highest quality of, it is a food for cancer cells in the body. And sugar is acidic in nature. Simple, in your house, do an experiment. Make tea, leave it for half an hour and then start to drink it. You will see the acidic nature, you will feel it in the tongue itself. So much of acidity it can induce. So that's the reason people usually ask you not to have tea and coffee. And the milk, the milk that you people consume is also little not so good of late. Okay, so to get over anger, so as I was telling, one Rashwin Taylor, do happiness program of the Art of Living. That's the best program. I teach that course. I've been an Art of Living facilitator for more than 9 years now. And this course can give you a lot of benefits. Whatever here, the limited time that I have, we squeezed in a lot of things. I couldn't give you a lot of techniques to deal with it. That workshop which I was telling, that online workshop which I conduct, it can give you a lot of benefits. That one thing is one stopgap. Rather than going under what to eat, what to do, how to deal with my anger, how to not get these lifestyle diseases, okay, how to relax. One stop solution. Okay, you're going to have a course for 4 days, and after that you're going to have a follow-up for a lifetime. Every week we will meet, we will keep taking your questions. So it's going to be a lifetime association. It's it's going to be very effective, and I'm sure few people would have experienced that course before here as well. Basic diet to be followed. Whatever grows in 150 kilometers radius to you is good food to eat. Eat everything. Mita ahara. Eat everything. Eat little. But let the dinner be the earliest that you can manage. Our grandfathers, basically, at least my grandfather, maybe your parents I can say. My grandfather, they have a very good lifestyle because they used to eat only for 8 hours in a day. 16 hours they used to fast. Now today we call it intermittent fasting. We gave it a name today. We call it intermittent fasting. So what happens when you do intermittent fasting? 8 hours your body is, 16 hours it's resting. So it is making the body more efficient and work. So have something like this. Maybe eat from 10 to 7 or maybe 9 to 6, something like that. Eat for about 8 to 9 hours in a day. And next 15 hours don't eat anything. Maybe if you feel any craving comes, eat anything which is less than 50 calories, like maybe one cucumber you can eat. That way you see you'll feel more better. Please provide the information on how can I attend. Okay, one second. Let me share you the details of the workshop. Okay, you can register through here. I'm just sharing with you. One second, sir. I'm just copying it from my source. Water consumption per day. You can have anything close to 3.5 should do. More than that is also fine, but again 3.5 I would say is good enough water content to have. But again, few people say 3 to 6, but I would say don't be. Whenever you feel thirsty, drink it. That is the only way I would say. Okay, this is the workshop which I was talking about. These are the links. There's one in the morning from 10th to 13th December, one in the evening. Okay. If you have any questions, you can reach out to that number. That's not my contact number. It's one of my friend who can help you with it. So there are the links. You can register through that links. Yes, sir, I will share. Ravi sir, I will share. Raw food. So raw food, I would say no. Eat because see, food, if you don't boil and eat, your stomach should boil it for you. Carrots, cucumbers, this all fine, but don't eat any vegetables raw. It's better to cook them, process them, and now that we are using computer and mobiles too much, how to maintain eye health. In that course which I shared, we will teach you few. There is one marma point here. There is one marma point here. There is one here. There is one here. There is one here. I will tell you how to relax them. But if you are busy on those days, somehow you could. If you have pure cow ghee, the Indian cow ghee, put it in your eye. One drop in both your eyes every day. You can do it for 3-4 times, or you can go to any of the websites and search for Anutaila. Put it in both your nostrils, one drop, put it in nostrils, and do the pranayama which I have taught you. It relaxes your eyes so much. Or if that is also not possible, take cotton, leave it in cold water and leave it on your eyes for 15-20 minutes. That should help. And these 3 things should do. And eat foods which are good for your eyes. Details regarding of the workshop, everything will be there in the link, sir. It will cost you, the course will cost you rupees 2,000 for 4 days. After the 30 days of everyday morning follow-up, plus every week 2 hours you will get to meet. We will have a follow-up session. So it's basically a 34 days course to start with. After that, every week 2 hours online mode. So it will cost you $2,000 for all of this. Any more questions? You have every information in the link, sir. Just open that link. Morning course you have, evening course you have. Sir, my question is, okay, obesity is the problem of mind or body? Okay, so the first question is, are you feeling uncomfortable at a level of your body? You feel uneasy, then it is a problem of you at your body. Now, sir, because I look like this, what people talk, that is affecting me, that is a problem of your mind. 3, sir, I'm not able to do things, I'm becoming weak, I'm not able to heal with things, then it's a problem of your body. 4, but most of the times, obesity is not by consumption of food, it is because of hormonal imbalance which happens in the body. And for that, we need to attend to our pineal gland. For that, pranayama helps. In the course which we are going to teach you, that 4 days workshop, in that there is a technique we call Sudarshan Kriya. This is a process we do that helps you to channelize that hormonal cycle. There are 6 hormones which are very important in life: adrenaline and cholesterol, cortisol. These are stress hormones. Once they enter the bloodstream, they stay for the longest of the time. They don't leave the bloodstream. There are 4 positive hormones: oxytocin, endorphin, dopamine, and oxytocin, endorphin, dopamine, and one more, I'm missing on the name. These 4 hormones, serotonin, these 4 hormones are happy hormones. The problem with these hormones is they come and they leave faster. That is why our happiness is very subjective. Few minutes, when you learn the techniques that we're going to teach, it balances these 4 hormones, and these 2 hormones, cortisol and adrenaline, will leave your body very soon. They should leave the body very fast. They should not stay in the bloodstream for long, which usually they stay for the longest. Common problem, hair fall. Any tip for faculties? Can we take head bath daily? How many times can we put oil? Put for every half an hour, 45 minutes oil whenever you apply, and wash your hair. Can we take head bath daily? Not recommended. Any tip for cow ghee? Put cow ghee in both your nostrils. That will help tremendously. It will help, and reduce acidity in your food. If you reduce acidity, it will help. Sir, suggest food that helps to improve 3-year-old baby. Don't give him Farex, Cerelac first. Stop giving that. That is making his stomach go bad. Okay. I don't know which state of India you come from, because every state has a staple food for babies. You know, they do it with a lot of cereals. They make it powder and they crush it and they give to the baby. Naturally grown food is good for 3-year-old. Don't give them Cerelac, Farex. It's like abusing their stomach. Whenever they're crying, we think they're crying because they're hungry, and again we give Cerelac. Don't give Cerelac. Cerelac, Farex, if you don't give anything naturally grown food, any pulses, lot boiled, Karnataka. Karnataka, I think, Karnataka mein you get this most of the staple food we make with lot of Cerelac. We call it uggu. I don't know what in Kannada you call it. No, we make it. It's like a porridge. We make with a lot of cereals. We make a porridge. That's the best food to kids. Put little bit of ghee, make a porridge with cereals, and give it. It's very, very healthy. Don't give him white rice. If possible, give him brown rice or some millets. Millets like koralu, ragulu, sajjalu, like any of this. Tips for acidity: stop having tea on empty stomach. Don't drink green tea on empty stomach as well. Every day morning when you wake up, squeeze the lemon in water and drink. That's 1. 2, drink more alkaline water, which I've already shared how to make alkaline water. That is 2. And check on your dinner. What time are you having dinner? These 3 things can help. Sir, even though I'm having proper diet, I'm losing weight. How do I stop losing weight? It could be multiple reasons, madam. See, these are few generic questions which you ask. I'm little skeptical to answer because your case would be little different. I don't know your age group. I don't know. Please suggest. I don't know your age. So when you attend sorry to say this, but when you attend the course, we get to interact more. We will meet more regularly. Based on you, I can tell you what needs to be done. Pregnant lady, don't stress yourself. Relax as much as you can. Do not watch horror movies. Don't watch movies which you don't want. The baby is listening to whatever you and your husband, you and your wife are discussing. It's called obedience. Whatever you talk, they listen. So ensure the environment around you is very, 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 very peaceful. Do not get into conversations with anybody whatsoever in life. Relax as much as you can relax. Be with the name of God, whichever God you believe in. Relax your body, system, mind as early as possible. Eat very good food. Stop talking, listening to any crime news, violent news. Stop watching news on TV. If somebody they want to read a newspaper, let them read, but you stop watching news. Things which make you feel, stop doing it. And eat good food. Stop eating non-veg. Because it has so much of acidity, it can impact the baby a little bit. So eat very good fresh greens. Don't microwave food. Cook, eat fresh. You cook and you eat. Don't microwave food. Any food which is processed, which is coming in a packet, avoid eating this 6 months, 6 months, 9 months. Eat food which is you cook on your own, and when you're cooking food also, ask whoever is cooking. Whoever is cooking, let them be very calm, peaceful. And see to that more sunlight falls into your kitchen. Don't close your kitchen. Sun should come into the kitchen a lot, or else bacteria starts growing there. So these are the few things that you can do. and do the workshop if you can. So I think my time is up for the day. So I hope this was a meaningful session for us, and we did discuss a lot of things. So if any of you have anything else to discuss, I know you can please reach out to my mobile number anytime. Okay, that would be thank you. And I wish to see you all in the workshop. It's going to be a brilliant experience. Whatever you have learned here, it's 1%. That course is going to be 99%. Okay, so I'm just sharing that link one more time in case if you need it. And I'm attaching my phone number at the end in case if anybody has anything, you can message me. Usually I'm available on messages. Thank you, Ravi sir. It's been great working with you. I know how much effort you took to get on me on the board, and you know, he has been calling me constantly, regularly. Sir has been putting a lot of effort. Every day he used to check on me, sir. That day session 10 o'clock. Lot of effort you have put in, sir, and a lot of thanks for you. Without you, this would have not been possible. And I wish more and more strength for you to organize great sessions like this in the future. Thank you a lot.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of all the participants and Mahatma Gandhi University, I thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful and excellent session. And sir, spoken on food gave 10% energize our body, and the breathe give 90% energize our body. So today we learned the importance of breathing. Sir spoken the importance of pranayamas, practicing in our daily lives. It will increase the lung capacity and managing the mind. Doing pranayamas, we can reduce our maximum disease instead of using medicine. Thank you so much, sir, patiently clarifying our queries towards this session. Thank you so much, sir.